Hi, my name is Ifemida Priscilla. You're welcome to Issues and Society podcast. Thank you guys for the love you've been showing me. Thank you for the love you've been showing Issues and Society podcast. I love you guys so much. A quick one, let's get into the main reason why we are here today. Today I have a legal practitioner and a human rights activist to talk about a very crucial if you see the topic I'm about to talk about, yourself, you'll be so much interested on what we have for you today. So before then, I had like to introduce Mr. Barrister Tolu Babaleye. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, sir. So please, you can introduce yourself, please.
Well, my name is Tolu Babaleye Esquire. Okay. I'm an Abuja-based legal practitioner, a human rights activist, and public affairs commentator.
Okay, you're welcome to Issues and Society podcast again.
Good afternoon, Nigerians.
A quick one. Something happened recently at the Red Chambers between the Senate President, Senator GODSWILL AKPABIO, and Senator NATASHA AKPOTI. So what do you have to say about what happened at the Red Chambers?
Well, it was very unfortunate. It should not have happened because that's the highest legislative body in Nigeria, yes, which is the Senate, which in Yoruba parlance I will call Ijokwagba. That is the seat of the elders of Nigeria. So if it is happening in that area, what do you expect the little ones following them to be doing? It's very unfortunate that they could not manage themselves in that hollow chamber. It's very unfortunate that an issue that is not supposed to even be brought to national discourse is now taking, a national dimension. That people are discussing it everywhere. It's very unfortunate. You discover that the only time that these people agree is when they want to maybe cheer something.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes,
that time you will not hear any noise. So when they bought vehicles for themselves, you did not hear any noise about it. So when they were sending prayers, I hope you understand what, when AKPABIO said they were going on annual, they sent prayers to them in quote. You will not hear noise. But when it is about the interest of Nigerians, you see a sharply divided Senate. It's very unfortunate. And we do not expect that kind of thing.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Do you feel the Senate President, Senator AKPABIO GODSWILL, did you feel he overreacted by the way he actually spoke to Senator NATASHA AKPOTI?
Well, the issue is that two wrongs don't make a right. Both of them are guilty. Or let me say, both of them should be able to share the blame. Because two issues don't make a right. Yes, sir. Two wrongs don't actually make a right. So if someone is wrong, you should not also treat the person wrongly. We've already watched a lot of videos. We've seen what people are saying. We watched a lot of commentary about it. People believe that Senator Uduaghan overreacted. And they said the reason was that she did not acquaint herself with the rules of the House. Because I listened to Senator Hankuri, or if I get the name right, when she really analyzed what was the position of the Red Book, which they call the rules of the Senate. So when the distinguished senator analyzed the rules of the Senate, we all discovered that NATASHA should not have reacted that way. And we also discovered that AKPABIO also has the right to regulate the sitting arrangement in the House. But when Natasha has reacted that way, all we expected the Senate President in the caliber of Senator AKPABIO, who has been 2 times governor in Nigeria, is just to maintain his calm and just brush the matter under carpet. Then they can go to their parliamentary to address whatever issue, not to bring it to, a limelight. Maybe they don't know that the whole world is watching the Senate live whenever they are sitting. So, but what happened is very unfortunate. It makes Nigeria a laughing stock. It makes the Senate a laughing stock. It shows that there is no unity in the Senate. Even though we do not expect to be unity all the time, because They are from different political parties. But the issue that will have brought this unity should have been the interest of Nigerians, not personal issue or where you are supposed to sit or where you are not supposed to sit. That's the way I look at it. The two of them, with all due respect, should share the blame. Oduaga overreacted, and also AKPABIO also overreacted. That is my view about it.
Okay, sir. So a lot of things have been coming up that allegedly there are other issues that are going on between them, that some persons feel it's not just the sitting arrangement that brought out the outburst from Senator Oduag and Senate President, Senate AKPABIO, GODSWILL. So how do you feel? Do you think there are still other internal issues, or you feel it's just the sitting arrangement that brought
yes, of course. I do not believe it is the sitting arrangement for just that one day. Okay. There must have been bottled anger and a carryover of malice in between the two of them. But they know better. It is only what they want us to see that we can see. So they know better. But I believe that there must have been underlying issues, unresolved issues in between the two of them. And the reaction of AKPABIO to be saying all this judicially declared the Senate is very unfortunate. He shouldn't have said that. Because if the election has been held very well, and if the winner has emerged, there will be no judicially, declared senator. It's very unfortunate because judiciary is still part of our electoral process. If not for the judiciary, so many will be in that Senate and the House of Rep and other elected positions who are ordinarily not supposed to be there. So if a judiciary has done its job and the woman has been sworn in as a senator, I do not think that you refer to the woman as a judicially redeclared senator, because it is obvious that our people voted for her. Yes. That is why the judiciary came to the conclusion that the election was the declaration that was made by INEC was wrong, and the INEC has to, judiciary has to correct it. That's the job of the judiciary, which they did very well. So AKPABIO cannot be saying that, because even him, we knew how he came back to the Senate. We knew what the Electoral Act says. We knew how he went to court. It was even it is court that also even made him a senator. So it's like a foul thief calling a cow thief calling calling for the head of a foul thief. It's uncalled for. So it's as we are saying that the judiciary is not part of our system, or that the judiciary should not interfere or intervene where election has been rigged, like the one we saw in I think Kogi Center of Uduaga. We knew what happened. We knew how the former governor broke the road. We knew what they did on the election day. The judiciary came to the rescue to say, this is the person that won the election. We should commend the judiciary, not to castigate the woman to be saying, this is a judiciary, declared the senator. It's not. It's voted. She is voted, and that is why judiciary found evidence that the election was rigged, and the judiciary beat them to back to line. And that's where we have her today. Okay, and she's delivering. Yes. Both AKPABIO and Duagan are both delivering. When you look at their performance in the Senate, so they don't have cause to disagree. Even when they agree, they're adults. They should be able to settle it amicably, not bringing it to limelight, to the extent that Uduagan has now gone to court. Because I was reading something today when I was coming from Owerri. I read something that she has sued AKPABIO for defamation. Yes. Well, except if there is any other thing. If it is what happened in that house, she can't sue for defamation, because there is what they call a Legislative Officer Privileges Act of 2017. Anything you do in the parliament is a privilege. Yes. Nobody can go to court about it. Court has no jurisdiction. I don't know what happened. Okay, sir. Because I've not really read the case, but I only saw the first page of the case. That's where I'm coming to. So, Senator NATASHA Oduag sued the Senate President because of a post that his legislative aide made on social media, tagging Senator NATASHA. That does she think, allegedly though, does she think the Senate is about robbing pancakes and wearing exposing
address to the Senate. So do you think from what she has said, from the case she took to court, do you think she has a case there, or she have an upper hand
Well,
there?
I'm a legal practitioner.
Yes, sir.
I'm a senior legal practitioner by all standard.
Yes, sir.
I wouldn't want to comment about a case that is pending in court. Okay, but if it is as simple as the way you have said it now, if you say somebody is robbing pancake to the house, this and that, those are what lawyers will call innuendos. They are just like when you say a woman, ashawo. You understand? So you can't sue somebody for defamation or slander or libel for calling somebody ashawo. So just like innuendo.
Okay. So
you understand?
Yes.
That's the way. If it is not more than that, well, I don't see anything in it. If you just say, Senate is not where you put pancake and come, this and that. Those are just yabbies. Just mere yabbies. That's the way I look at it.
Okay, sir. So there are still a lot of debates.
And if it is not AKPABIO that made the statement, I don't know. Or if the person is not saying that it was AKPABIO that sent him.
No, it wasn't signed on his name. Firstly, it wasn't signed on his name, and it wasn't made on the Senate President's page, social media page. It was made on the legal aid, senior legal aid
of AKPABIO.
Yeah,
at times you discover that all these aides working with politicians are on their own. Most of the time they don't do things based on the instruction of their principal. So, and when you discover that, you can, if it is the case, then you cannot sue AKPABIO. You can only sue the person who made the statement if you want to sue at all.
All right, sir. So coming back to the issue on ground, what do you feel Senator AKPABIO GODSWILL doesn't have the right to suspend her from the Senate House?
I don't know about the Senate rule.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
But what I know from what we have been observing in this our democracy from 1999, I knew the time that Dino Milai was suspended. I knew the time that Honorable Abdul Mumuni was suspended. In fact, I was even part of the legal team up to Supreme Court during the suspension of Honorable Abdul Mumuni. But I know that the court came to the conclusion, Supreme Court, that you can only suspend a senator or a legislator for 14 days. Because suspending him for 3 months, for 9 months, for anything, will only, deny his constituency of representation. Yes. That is the decision of court.
The court.
Though I know that the Senate president does not have the unilateral power to suspend. What is supposed to be done is to take it before a particular committee to suspend. But if the House is becoming rowdy, for that day, the presiding officer can just ask a senator or a rep member or House of Assembly member to excuse them for that particular day. He cannot suspend him beyond that day, except if it is a decision taken by a committee and that is now brought to the House to be ratified by committee of the whole House. Because the Senate president is just first among equal. Primus inter pares. There is just first among equal that is the Senate president. And it's not a position that is how will I say now, that has a security of tenure. Tomorrow they can just come up and gang up and remove him when they have the required number. So we've seen House of Assembly speakers being removed in this country. We've seen Senate president being removed in this country. So they can you can be Senate president today. Tomorrow you can just be, a mere senator. Yes. Depending on the politics that is being played in the House. So I do not think that the Senate president has any absolute power to remove any member. He can suspend. I have the opinion, I believe, and I have the opinion, I hold the opinion tenaciously, that it can only be suspended for 1 day. To say just because of the way you are behaving, because you cannot bring your emotion down to our level, you can just excuse us. He cannot suspend a senator, a fellow senator beyond that day. No law gives him that kind of power.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So, sir, do you feel this issue can affect the political holds of Senator Natasha in this country? Do you think it will affect her going forward?
I don't think so. As long as she is representing her constituency very well, you know, Senate is only your constituency that votes for you.
Yes.
Maybe some places, about 9 local governments, some places 6 local governments. Or in a small states, at least 2 or 3 local governments. The election is not going beyond that. So, if NATASHA is delivering in her constituency, I don't know her, I've never met her, but from what I'm seeing, social media, from what she is doing in her constituency, honestly, I can say that the woman is performing. I don't know her. I don't even know, but I know she's from Okene, and I followed the election during that time. Honestly, the woman, she's a performing senator because I saw the empowerment
she did,
that she did the last time.
Yes,
I was even told that how I will this my senator. That's just my objective view.
Since she came into power, she has done empowerment up to like 3 times. Excuse me. Like 3 times.
I saw the last one. I'm not aware, but I saw the last one. I was moved. That, where is this senator getting this kind of thing? Or is she putting her own personal money? If it is based on that, I don't think she can lose anything, because this is just a national discourse where people are saying sit on seat A or sit on seat B. It doesn't affect her performance and her representation of his of our constituency.
Okay, sir. So coming down to when this human rights radio station called the Senate president, do you think they have every right? Because there's a debate online that the human rights radio station who don't have the right to call the Senate president to come and explain himself on air. That's the Brekete family. That they don't have the right to call the Senate president, to just call him like anytime without a prior notice. Do you think it's right for them to have just called him?
Well, you know, Human Rights Radio,
yes, sir,
or Brekete family is a non-governmental organization. And when they call people, it is not duty bound on the person called to answer them. You understand?
Yes,
they are not duty bound. There is no compulsion that whoever is called should answer them. But what I discover is that a lot of people are listening to that radio, and the people that are anchoring the program, they have a lot of followers. So, and it is on moral ground that people they call have been coming, because the law is very clear. When an offense has been committed, it depends on the type of offense. You either go to the police, you go to DSS, you go to EFCC, go to ICPC, or go to civil defense, depending on the offense that you are alleging that someone has committed. But in this kind of thing, if the family should call Senate president, they can call, but it left up for the Senate president to decide whether to come or not to come. They do not have, power to compel. Unlike the police, if the police gives you invitation, if you refuse to come, they will compel you. They will go and arrest you or track you and bring you by force, because the law that set up the police give them such power. Berekete family or Human Rights Radio does not have such. So what the Berekete family, the advantage they have is that they put people into a court of public opinion. I don't know whether you understand what I mean. Yes, so it is public opinion that determines when they call. People will be calling them. Their family member will say, Berekete family call you, this and that. And if you know that allegation that is leveled against you is not true, you will go there when you have nothing to fear to say, no, what you are saying is not right. This is the position. And the essence of calling him is to hear from him. We call it audio patem in law. You hear the other side. So that's the essence of calling for that kind. Calling someone whose matter has been brought to Brekete family. I've been following them. I've been following the radio, and you discover that even every lower people in Abuja are fans of Brekete family because they believe he's solving problem for them.
Yes.
That is just it. And that is the only radio in which a big man can be called. Immediately he will respond, because he knows that if he doesn't respond, people tend to believe whatever allegation level against him, and they will not be there to defend himself. So they are just leveraging on the court of public opinion. but they don't have the legal right. No law compels anybody called by Bereke family to be in that radio.
All right, so thank you very much. So let's want us to divert a little. So some of the masses think that the verdicts from the courts these days are not even followed. You understand? Let's bring in this issue that happened between Alhaji Tajuddin and MC Oluomo recently about the NURTW president. So what would you say about that, sir?
Well, thank you. That's my case. I won all the 3 stages of the case.
Okay.
From Industrial Arbitration Panel to National Industrial Court.
Okay.
And the appeal against the judgment at the Court of Appeal, I still won. But up till now, it's very unfortunate that the verdict of the court is not being respected. I took on the Attorney General of the Federation and the Inspector General of Police last week when they were running Heta-Sketa in Osun State to implement or execute a court judgment. If you look at that judgment they are trying to execute in Osun State, it is not even clear because we don't even know what the Court of Appeal held. I was still discussing with the president of the Nigerian Bar Association today that Shana like this we go in a situation where you have a judgment of a court and it's being disregarded. Like in this case of MC Oluomo, it's very unfortunate. We have won in all the stages. We have written to all authorities in this country. We have written to IG, written to NSA, written to Office of the Attorney General to execute this judgment. But up till now,
nothing has been done.
The legality is still going on in the place. We don't know what is happening. So it will get to a time that Nigerians will take laws into their hands. Because when judiciary that you see as the last hope of the common man cannot give you succor, you will look for other alternatives.
Yes.
It is very unfortunate. And I want to use this opportunity to call on the federal government to do the needful at the moment. Because national union issue is not a political matter. They are not members of any political party. It's just a trade union. And they have their regulation. They have their constitution. So the matter went to court. And the president, who is supposed to be in office now, won the election. He won in court. He did everything. And the last court for that matter is a Court of Appeal by virtue of Section 243, subsection 4 of the Constitution. You cannot appeal to the Supreme Court. It's like Court of Appeal is the Supreme Court when it gets to industrial matter. But as I tell to you now, there's no appeal pending anywhere. But you discover that they are looking elsewhere, thinking that they said because the president is from Lagos, MC Oluomo is from Lagos, they see him as one of his boys. It should not be. This is a president that was sworn in and came on the mantra of a rule of law. Because I listened to his speech the day he was inaugurated, he said he will obey the rule of law. But where are we now? Where are we? I call on the president because I still believe that up to now he's not aware of what is happening. And I also love what Chief Justice of Nigeria said to the IG of police, where he advised the IG to go and be obeying court orders. They should obey court orders. That is the only way Nigeria will not be reverted to a state of nation. That is the way I look at it.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming to Issues and Society podcast. We've learned a lot from you today. We appreciate your time and we appreciate your presence. Well, I say, may God bless you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for listening. So you now know what happened between and what I actually still want to get your take on this Senator NATASHA Uduag and Senate President Senator GODSWILL AKPABIO. I still want to know what's your take, so you can comment on our videos on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Facebook, and on X. On YouTube as Issues and Society Podcast, on Twitter, on X, at Issues and Society Podcast, on Facebook at Issues and Society Podcast, and on TikTok at Issues and Society Podcast. Thank you guys for joining us today. See you guys next week. Bye. I love you.